Hello and welcome to this week's guided reading with me, Becca Handley, for the 7th to the 12th of November 2023. So I'm starting on a Tuesday today. I did a mini reading yesterday. So today I'll be doing a 3-card reading as normal, but Tuesday, Wednesday is the first card, Thursday, Friday is the second card, and then we're having a card for the weekend. I am using the Flower Therapy cards, Doreen Virtue. Anyone that watches my videos will know that they are lovely floral cards of messages of light and love. Yeah, so a few things just to talk about this week before we do the cards. I mentioned it before, October was a strong, energetic month. It was not an easy month for a lot of people. A lot of stuff came up, a lot around relationships, maybe with yourself or with others. And, you know, the world, as I say, quite often in these videos, we are in a huge transition right now, the world. I mean, it's clear to see that things are happening, change is happening. And it is for the greater good. Eventually, we're having a kind of the Tower card in the tarot, the tumbling, the kind of falling apart of the old so that the new come through. And shoots are coming through, new things are coming through, but there's still a lot of debris. And there's little things falling as well. So yeah, it's not necessarily an easy time if you're a sensitive soul. But it is about finding ways to nurture yourself and settle yourself through that process. A big word that came through this month was anchor. How can you anchor yourself in these changing times? Finding ways to kind of center your energy so you're not too much up here in your head, you're more in your body, more connected to the earth, more connected to your breathing, making sure that your breathing is nice and steady where you can, because that will affect our nervous system. It's easy to go to extremes in these times. There's a big shift at the moment up until the 24th of November, which is to do with power struggles. I think it's Mars. I can't remember exactly which planet it is. But it means that it's easy to get into power struggles. So if you're finding yourself kind of at loggerheads with people, or even yourself, that's very much the energy right now, but it's kind of there to help us move above that. Where can we go to our higher selves? Where can we go to a more graceful place so that we don't get into these low vibration kind of struggles and conflict? Obviously, there's a lot of conflict in the world, but anyone that's kind of open to a spiritual path or a different way of being, we are the ones that are trying to sort of create a different way. So it starts with us. It's a good time to step back and take a moment to look inside what's going on, to be in touch with your feelings, to be in touch with what's happening a bit more on an energetic level. A lot of processing going on now, particularly, she says, clutching her heart, around the heart chakra. So yeah, feelings to do with trust, feelings to do with worth, feelings to do with surrender. You know, where are you holding on to something in your life that's not working? Where can you let go to allow a healing to happen, or something to move away and something better to come, something to be healed and come back to you? So, you know, it's a lot about letting go right now. Not letting go of our intentions. You know, we are co-creators. Have those intentions about what you want to experience in your life, but try not to be too kind of grippy on the steering wheel of your life, and also how you think they're going to show up, because sometimes you'll get those things but in a different way to you expected. So yeah, just be a bit more spacious. 4th of November, Saturn went direct, so it's a time of kind of moving forward with plans and projects. On the 8th, tomorrow, Venus, I don't know why I want to say Venus in like a Californian accent. I'm sorry if that's offensive to any Californians listening. I'm going to stop now. But I just want to say Venus enters Libra, and that's a very romantic energy, and it's about balance in relationships. So it could be about, you know, maybe going on some dates with someone new, with your existing partner. It's about making investments. What else is it? Yeah, and just adding some romance and a little bit of glam to your life, if that calls you. I certainly like a bit of glam. I found myself, I'll tell you what I did on Sunday evening with my son and my husband, who looked slightly bemused. I put on some opera music on our front lawn and we did sparklers and I danced around and it felt good, folks. So yeah, there we are, a bit more of that in the world. Spontaneous opera on your front lawn. Anyway, moving on, Mercury is about to enter Sagittarius, which brings a kind of more expansive energy to the mind. So you might find yourself kind of exploring new things. There's a sense of color. There's a sense of having a bigger perspective. So seeing things less blinkered. being able to sort of see things from other people's point of view. So that's got to be a good thing. Don't we need that in the world? New opportunities and adventures coming in on that energy. So that's great. And just being mindful about, are you in the moment? Are you stuck in the past? You know, where is your energy? You know, your physical body will be in the present moment, but where are you energetically? Where are you in your mind? Being mindful of that. Yes, it's great to have some visions for the future, but if we're constantly thinking about the future, we're missing the moment. And if we're constantly dwelling on the past, we're missing the moment as well. And maybe it's about healing some past stuff. So healing is coming through for this month's reading. Right, I'm going to quickly do some card shuffling because I can see the time getting away from me. Right, let's spread these cards out and see what we have today. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, calendula, also known as pot marigold. You are healed. The healing you have prayed for is on its way. It's got my little light there doing a little halo. Ah, isn't that nice? If you feel like you've been going through some stuff, maybe it is time to get some healing, some energetic body work, maybe some Reiki massage, maybe some talking therapy. That could be very helpful for you right now because there's a lot of stuff being processed around the heart particularly. It's also about trusting that things can shift and that new things can come in. So sometimes when we're just at the very end of a long road, it can feel like, ugh, but actually that's the end. You know, you're right at the end and maybe a new door's about to open. So it's about really kind of keeping faith for positive change in your life. Let's see what we have for the middle of the week. Ooh, world energy, Agapanthus. The earth is going through a transition of energy and your sensitive body is feeling it. You're not alone, accept the help of others. That is such an important thing to be reminded of. And it's not something that we hear about in the news, is it? But, you know, we are sensitive, energetic beings and we are affected by what this world is in transition. So if it feels like, I was reading an article the other day about the death spiral, that a lot of us are in the death spiral. That sounds very gloomy and final. It's not. It's about old energy. We are vibrational beings. This new earth is being birthed. It's like the old parts of us that don't resonate with this new energy, this new world coming in are moving away. So if there's things that feel very crunchy and things about the way you think or you act that just feel really uncomfortable now, it's possibly because they're just no longer relevant to you or the world. So it's really looking about what can you let go of that is just old paradigm and old vibration. But also that we are sensitive beings and that we are sensitive to the world, and you know, it's not always that person. You can kind of realize that things that feel very personal might actually be part of the collective experience. When you start talking to friends and you're like, oh, okay, so you're feeling like that too, or you're having arguments. Oh, right, okay. There's that conflict energy. So, you know, don't be afraid to talk to good, trusted friends about how you're feeling, because you might realize that you're not the only one. We are all one. We're all one, guys. Let's see what we have at the end of the week. Oh, lovely. Simplify your life. Daisy. The very innocent little daisy flower associated with childhood and daisy chains and such like. You've had so much going on that you've spread yourself too thin. This has to change now so your vitality can recharge. I'm not sure if I read that in the right way, but I think you got the gist of it. Yeah, modern life is busy, okay? It is. If you have parents that are getting older or you have kids that, you know, we're holding a space for our children, for our partner, you know, there's a lot going on. We have technology, emails pinging through for most of us a lot of the time. We do not have the lives that our ancestors had. And in many ways we have better lives, more positive lives, more access to healthcare, clean water, exciting opportunities, particularly as women. We have a lot more opportunities than our ancestors did, but we are not as frazzled as our ancestors were. They didn't have the overwhelm that we have now. So where can you simplify your life over the weekend? Where can you just strip it back to some fun, some stuff that give you joy? You know, obviously we all have chores to do, but can you set maybe one day on the weekend aside just to be a bit more chill and maybe just get some board games out, or maybe go and see a movie, go for a nice walk in the park, make a nice Sunday lunch. You know, just try not to cram your life. And sometimes we do that because we don't want to feel the feelings. Are you over busy at the moment because you just don't want to sit with how you're feeling? So not a comfortable question, but one that might be worth asking, because it'll catch up with you at some point, chaps. It will. So find ways to decompress and cut loose. over the weekend. Have a boogie. I think that always helps. Or do some screaming. I was listening to something on the TV earlier that was saying the power of screaming. Go to somewhere and let it all out. Have a good old scream. But yeah, we are energetic beings. See yourself as as a well or a vase. You know, where is the vase now too full of clutter? Where can you empty it out, which is going to make space for bigger breath, you know, being able to breathe with more ease, that sense of opening up our lungs, opening up our rib cage a bit more, and letting some good stuff in. You're worth it. Okay, my loves, that is it for this week. Take care on the path. See you next time. Bye-bye.